Well, hello everyone, and again we see another light system from GT Power. Now this one is the Bluetooth truck and trailer light system, which I've had trouble with in the past. Not the easiest thing to get going, so I'm going to show you what's in the box. That is important because I will get to that later, but it is important. But first of all, we have a main board and we have a sub board. The main board is obviously for the tractor unit, the truck, and the sub board is for the trailer, which connects via Bluetooth. And also in the box we have all of the LEDs that they supply. We have two set switches, we have the main board wiring harness which goes to your receiver. We have some fixings, some zip ties, etc. for cable management, and for the trailer we have a 4-cell battery box. We also have a buzzer for the reverse lights, and we have some kind of patch cable. I have no idea what that is, and we have a very brief and basic manual. Now this is in 2 languages. We only have 5 pages for each. The way it's translated from Chinese to English isn't the clearest. I have no idea what this mode setup means, but you can change it between low power, whether you want it fast, medium, or slow, or very slow. Yeah, I've not managed to figure that bit out yet. So what I have tried to figure out is these wiring instructions, which page 1 is contents. How to install is page 2, and basically it doesn't tell us that much. So what I ended up doing is walking away from it, doing some homework, doing some research, scratching my head, coming back to it again and again and again, and looking on YouTube. There's a lot of people that are showing you how it works, but not how to set it all up, not telling you how to operate it. So here goes, because that was the one I bought years ago, and this is the one that I have managed to do. It's that one, and this is the one that those nice people at GT Power helped me out on. So I've made some notes, come to those later, and this is basically it. So just put those to one side for a second. So basically what it is I'll show you in this kit here. That the wiring harness that goes from the receiver to the subboard is quite simple. I have this that goes in here, that goes in there, and this one has two pins here. The top one is for the speed controller. The bottom one here is for the servo. On this, it's the servo is channel 1 and the speed controller is channel 2. So on these leads here, we have to bear in mind that channel 1 is for the steering. And on some radios, channel 2 is steering on the radios. So I've plugged channel 2 into the speed control, channel 1 into the steering control, and then 3 and 4 I've just put on the other sticks. And it is really as simple as that. So I'm going to zoom down onto this one, which I have already installed. So I'm using the output from the speed controller, which plugs in to this one here, and then the output for the steering servo is plugged directly into the servo ST. Okay, and then under here I have this channel 1 that's going to the steering channel on the receiver. Channel 2 is for the throttle, which is channel 1 on my receiver but channel 2 on the GT system. And then channels 3 and 4 goes to the servo and the lights, which is channels 3 and 4 on here. So that's how that goes. And this is the set button. Just zoom out slightly, pick that up, and then that plugs in to there. So once you have this done, which is quite simple, on that, brilliant. And then we have all the lights plugged in onto the main board. And I have all of these let me just bring them over here. You can see that I've taped them down so it's just neater. On the unit here we have L1 and R1, which come to the indicators left and right, L1 and R1 obviously left and right. We also have another output which isn't used at the moment. So this one here isn't used, L1 is used, R1 is obviously left and right. We do have the options of more indicators for the tractor unit. So this is left, keep it in shot, I'm holding the camera in my hand. So L2 and R2 are secondary indicators, and they are just coming, these two are the indicators, the orange ones, they're just coming here to the right indicators. This is the front side of the truck, this is the rear side of the truck itself, and then we have the indicators coming down to left and left on here. And also here we have the two reverse lights, and then the middle ones of these two pairs of three are the brake and tail lights. Now over here we have second stage of lights on these two and on these two here, and these bunch of three here and bunch of three here are the first stage of lights, And then the third stage of lights is these two centre ones. So that's how I've done that. Okay, so completely separate, there's nothing between that and that. We have a battery box powering up this sub board. Now of course R1 and L1 again are for the indicators, obviously left and right, and they come down to left and right here. Now because these LED strings are in pairs, what I've done is I've gone to the rear of the trailer, imaginary, to left and right, and also halfway down the side of the trailer. Some trailers have side repeaters for the indicators, so I'm just using the other pair on these. And you've noticed I've twisted all the cables, just makes it easy for me to manage. And as you can see on here, we have aux4 and aux5 that aren't populated, and also on this side you can see that we also have 4 more: BR2, aux3, aux2 and aux1. Okay, get into that a little bit later. First of all, I want to show you how it works, so let me just put you back in the tripod. Okay, right, I've adjusted the lighting so we don't get swamped out, so you can see what's happening here. I'm going to turn the radio on first, and what I've done is, obviously on the Spectrum radio, channel 1 and channel 2 is throttle and steering according to the receiver. So, and we power up. I'm using a 2-cell shorty LiPo pack, which has given me 8.32 volts. Right, and then the radio's powered up and we switch on the system. As you can see, the brake lights do flash, along with this light on here flashes, until we switch on and it's paired up with the trailer system. So I'm just going to concentrate on this side for now. So this will continue to flash while ever there's no signal to the subboard. So of course we have left and right, and I shall steer left and we get the left indicators, and of course the other way. And if you pull down, if I pull down on channel 3, I get hazard warning lights, and let go and hold. So direction, that's forward, brake, and then from brake to reverse you get the reverse lights. So we can hold on brake, and then when we go into reverse we get the backup lights. Good stuff up to now. Now how to turn the headlights on, which is really quite tricky, because it doesn't matter how much you move the stick, it's not going to work. But if you push it slightly for 1 second, they come on, and you get stage 1 of lights, which is, you can't really see it because it's swamped out, but you've got 2 sets of 5mm white and a orange one in the middle, which you can't really see. So if you push your stick slightly again for 1 second, you get stage 2. GT Power seem to like their blue LEDs, which is what you get supplied in the kit. And if you press slightly to the right again for more than 1 second, you get stage 3, which is these up here. you're not really going to see much because it is swamping out. So let's get there. Let's turn them off, holding slightly. So right, so stage one is obviously these here, which is these three and these three. And there you can see that we have 1, 2, 3. And the next stage are these terrible blue lights. Stage 4 is these. So let's turn those off. And I'm going to show you that what I've worked out is the main board. Step 1 is aux1, aux2 and ROF, which I'm assuming is roof lights. On just there. And then step 2 is FR1 and FR2, which is on this side. And then fog, which is on this side. They are the steps that comes in on the main board. So as you can see, this one is still flashing. So if I reach over and turn on the subboard, you'll see the light is flashing and the hazards are also. When it's paired, it automatically finds. I haven't done anything to pair those together. That's how it works for me. And then of course, if I steer left and right, I get the indicators coming on this side and also on this side. And there's very little latency between the two. And then of course, throttle forward and brake and reverse. And as you can see, we have reverse lights in the trailer as well. This is all that comes with the system. So now we know that we have to push this slightly to one side, anywhere between 25 and 40%. So what I've gone and done is I've gone and limited my endpoints here on dual rate. So now I am limited on the RUD channel, so I don't have to fiddle about. So now I can just press all the way across and we can see that we have the side lights on for the trailer. And we've got these over here. Let me just swing. And there we have all of those. And then off. So that's good. We have hazard warning lights by pulling down, which I think is pretty good. I am really liking this system. Now, here's the thing. On the subboard, we have a lot of unpopulated sockets. So what I have done is I have suggested to GT Power, I'm in contact with them quite a lot because they do send me a lot of their products for review. I've asked them if they could make available another bunch of wires exactly the same as an extra kit. Because it will take these, maybe not the blue ones. I don't like blue LEDs. You do get 2 sets of blue LEDs. Not a huge fan, but I have asked GT Power if they wouldn't mind making another set available for this very system. And as you can see, I've twisted all my wires so they are more manageable, because what you get in the GT Power kits is just basically a bunch of untwisted lights. So that is what you get in the kit, and I like it. I like it very much. So basically you have brake, reverse, works on both sides. You have your indicators, and you have your hazard warning lights, and then you have 1, 2 and 3 sets of lights. So you might have to either limit your endpoints to 40% on this channel, or if you can't limit your endpoints, just hold it slightly for 1 second and it will come through eventually. And that is fundamentally it. The switches that you get with the kits, you get 2 of these push button switches, right? And if you put this into the set socket on the subboard, and also one on the set button on the main board, you have this function where you can have a nice strobe effect, and there's 15 different patterns. So if you press this button again, you go to number 3, number 4. Nothing changes on this one unless you press this one again, and if you press them again, let me get my arms out of the way, right, so that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's gone off after 8. On this side, let me count them again. Let me start from the beginning. Right, that's off. So we have on the main board 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is off. So on this side, on the subboard, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is off. 1, 2, Seems like number 5 is off, because not all of the things are populated on these, but it definitely seems like there are 15 different modes. So, hey Google, turn on the workbench. So there we go. Let me populate all of those with some spare lights I have with another kit. So okay, now I've plugged in some extra LEDs. I've got rid of these ones that are labelled blue, because I don't like blue lights. So now we have all but the spare right and left indicators on the front. So we have all white in there, and this is the front cab tractor unit. Have left indicators, brake and tail light and reverse on the rear of the tractor unit. And on this side we have left and right, obviously, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white lights, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of the amber lights. Now 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 5mm white and 4 3mm amber. And on the trailer, where is my pen? Here is my pen. Remember, these are BR1, and these two here are additional brake lights, which is BR2. So they are BR2. Okay. Let me focus on that. Just here, look, you can see we've got BR2 and BR1. BR1 is the stop and tail. BR2 are just stop lights. So, first thing I'm going to do is always turn on the radio first, a good habit to be in. And got plenty of power in the battery. I know it's supposed to be only 7.4, but good charge in that. Then we have this, that goes into a self-test. This light will flash until I turn on this, and when both lights go solid on this one and on this one, that's all good. No lights flashing. And now we have hazard warning lights over here. By pulling this stick down, we have left and right. Yes, my stick's the wrong way around. So I just need to go into that servo setup, go to travel, reverse. I'll reverse that channel. So now when I steer left, the left indicator, or steer right, the right indicators come on. And when I steer left, the left indicators come on. Just simple as that. So now we have throttle forward and brake. And as you can see, we have 4 brake lights on the trailer, 2 brake lights on the tractor unit. And then reverse. 1 pair of reverse on each side, and lights. Just move the stick slightly sideways for 2 seconds, and you get the first stage of lights, which is those three and those three, and the tail lights. And on here we've got 2 side markers from the other kit. Remember, only the twisted ones are included in one kit. The straight wires are not included. Like I said, I have had a word with GT Power. Hopefully they're going to make a extra wiring, extra light kit. And then we have the side lights here. So if I go onto this and brake, we have 4 brake lights and 2 on there. I think that is brilliant. And then the next set of lights is just hold it slightly across and you get another set of lights come on, which is stage 2, stage 2. And we have even more marker lights on, and then move this stick slightly between 25 and 40%, and we get more lights come on. And all of these are now on. And if I pull down on this stick, we have all of them. Now these are just side lights. These are the rear tail lights. So we can have 2 indicators on the back and 2 midway down the trailer. I think that is brilliant. Definitely liking this system. So yeah, that is 6 volts output. Now bear in mind that you are having all of your lights powered up by the receiver, which is possible that it could brown out, but it's not been an issue with me running on a 2-cell 8.25 volt LiPo. What else can I tell you about this, apart from it having the multifunction? Let's just switch those out. That is brilliant. I do like it. So if you don't want to fiddle about pushing that slightly that way for your lights, you can just limit the travel by altering your endpoint. So I can now do a full stick travel, so I don't have to find where that endpoint is. But I'm very impressed with, there is no latency between the 2 Bluetooth modules. So we've seen that this one has 15 modes. Of input using the set switch, and it doesn't transmit into the other side. And this side, where's my set switch? It's a lot of cable management. Here's my set switch, that's the first one. Pretty. So it does have 15 cycles if you populate all of the boards, or all of the sockets in the board. Brilliant. I really do like it. I'm not sure what this patch lead is for. Not sure at all. So there we have it. That is the GT Power Bluetooth truck light system. That is really quite good. If they would include that extra, or not include, but make available the extra LEDs so we can get a lot more lights on the trailer with all these spare sockets on the subboard, that would be brilliant. And a lot of people don't like sound systems, but if you wanted a sound system, you could very easily add a sound system. And how easy would it be to add a sound system? Well, I can't really see it being very complicated. So while you're all watching, I'm just going to unplug that, make sure everything is switched off. I have tried actually pairing two of the subboards to the same main board. It doesn't work. But if you switch this on first, your trailer on first, and then the main power, it will pair up, but it will only pair to one. So how difficult would it be to hook in one of these? This is what we get in the box. We have a servo Y lead, and all we need with this is basically we just need the Y lead and these two leads coming from the speaker, and you can change the sounds on these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the ESC from this, the small harness, and then plug this in the correct way. It does say on the small wiring harness which way round. It's basically signal wire, which is the white, or orange if it's a JR, and that is the servo lead for the ESC. That is for the speaker. So all I've done is just added a simple Y lead into there, and now I'm going to take off. I've got a power takeoff just over here, so I will just plug that in there like so, and that is as simple as that. Simple as that. So let's see how that works out. Let's zoom out a little bit. That's not enough. That's it. So you can see not much on there. Radio on first. So this is, you get these little ferrite rings which are supposed to suppress any interference, but I've never used them. Radio on. We're going to turn on, make sure that it's powered up first. Turn on the subboard. Hey Google, turn off the work light.
Alright, turning off the work light.
Right, I need to pair that back up because I've screwed it up slightly since I ended up since I ended up trying to pair two at once. So I'll just put this other switch in here, and then we can press both switches together, which puts them both into pair mode. And that's it. They've both stopped blinking. So I unplug this, unplug this. There we go. And that's all working now. Right, how does that work now? Let me just unplug the motor, because the motor is actually making a lot of noise. So I'll pull you back to where we can see everything. I like it. So as you can see, by just installing a very simple GT power unit for the sound system, it is just a simple Y lead. Can't really simplify it any more than that. You will be able to download different tunes on here, sound effects, whatever. I'll leave a link in the description below on this simple sound system. But that and the cost of the Bluetooth, the trailer lights, that I think is going to be your best option. So turn the trailer off, turn this off, disconnect the power, turn the radio off. It supports 2S as default, 3S, different battery types. I think this is going to work better because nowhere in this does it say that nickel metal hydride batteries. I have tried nickel metal hydride batteries, but I find the best option is always going to be a 2S. That's a stubby little let me get a full size one. I run these in my trucks, which is 30C 5200. These are 46 at 50C, and I use these in my other trucks, and they're all running multifunction units, Tamiya ones. But yeah, that's the difference. A lot of big space saver is the shorties, very much so. Yeah, so I would recommend running the GT power system on LiPo. But in any case, that is how it works. GT power. Thank you very much for sending me these and giving me the opportunity to review. And you guys, any comments, any suggestions, happy to answer them. Email in the link below. Share this with people who are struggling. Give it a like, it helps the YouTube algorithms. Leave a comment. You know, I do enjoy reading comments and I do try and reply to all of them. And as always, thank you for watching.